Hi there and welcome to Yum Paleo. Today we're going to be making lemon, lime and coconut chicken with a side of cauliflower rice and broccoli. So this is going to be quite a citrusy dish. So what I've done is I've got 2 small lemons which I have taken zested the skin off, so I've got that lovely lemon zest there. So that's 2 kind of small lemons there, so if you've got a large one you might only need 1. But that's really, it smells really nice, and that's going to go into the mix with the chicken. Now I have 4 chicken breasts here which I have taken the skin off and cut up into like small chunky size. I was going to have them as breasts, but then I thought I'll just cut them up in small pieces and we can just put them all in the pan with the sauce at the end. And then also I've got 2 tablespoons of raw honey here, so that'll be a nice like sweetener to it. I'm going to have 3 tablespoons of oil. I've got half a can of coconut milk there, and I've also put in 2 tablespoons of lime juice into that. Now you can just squeeze fresh limes, but I don't have any at the moment, so I'm using some packaged lime juice there. It's 100% lime juice, so it's fine. And I might add a bit more into that once we've got it all mixed up. I'm going to be adding 1.5 tablespoons of cumin, 1.5 tablespoons of ground coriander, 2 tablespoons of curry powder, and a pinch of cayenne pepper. Now you only need a tiny bit because it's quite strong, so that'll be fine for now. And then once that's all mixed up into the bowl here, I'm going to refrigerate that for about 2 hours just to let all the flavors soak in. And then once the 2 hours are finished, we'll take it out and we can get started cooking that. And while that's cooking, what I'm going to do is a cauliflower rice. Now all that is a cauliflower head shredded up into bits, and then I'm going to put it into a wok behind me, just heat that through for about 5 minutes and that should be done. And also I'm just going to boil some broccoli to go on the side with it. So to start off with, I'm just going to start adding everything in, to be honest. First I'm just going to add the coconut milk. So that's half a can of coconut milk and 2 tablespoons of lime in there. Going to add 1.5 tablespoons of ground cumin. This one. Great. I'm also going to chop up some fresh coriander at the end to go with it. That's optional, but because we've already got ground coriander, but the fresh coriander leaf is that beautiful green colour, so that will look nice as a finishing touch. And just 2. Great. So we've got that in. Just going to do a pinch of cayenne pepper. Now just a very, very small bit. Just that will do. Or like 1/8 of a tablespoon of that. Then I'm going to add my lemon zest. Now you can use lime zest if you want, but I'm using lime juice instead. So I've got the zest of a lemon and the juice of a lime, and I might even squeeze some of that lemon juice into it as well. I've got the raw honey here, and a little trick I did, because the honey wasn't runny honey, so I've just put it into a bowl of boiling water below it so it goes nice and runny. Just drizzle that in. Great. So what I'm going to do now is just mix it all together. You can use your hands if you want, but I'm just going for a cleaner approach today. Then once you're happy with all the mix, make sure all the ingredients are well mixed together, they're not clumped up, and so get all of those coriander, cumin and curry powder, make sure they're all integrated with the chicken and the coconut milk. So what I'm actually going to do is add the oil and just a bit more lime juice, and I might squeeze that lemon into it as well. just to give it that, because you want to actually taste the lemon and lime in there. Ooh. Great. Just get this lime juice. So I might just add 2 tablespoons of this for now. And I might just squeeze this lemon into it as well. Great. So I'm just going to finish mixing this up, and when you're happy with it, we can chuck it into the fridge. Now what I might do after this actually is, once it's out of the fridge, I might separate the chicken and cook that on its own, and then boil the sauce in a separate pot, just so that you can add the sauce as a side afterwards. And the chicken will still be infused with all these flavors from the marinade for 2 hours. Now you can leave it longer if you want, it depends how much time you've got. Even an hour would soak up most of the flavors in here. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. So what I'm going to do is just chuck it into the fridge behind me, leave it for a couple of hours, and then we'll be back to start cooking and get the cauliflower rice and broccoli on the go. So I'll see you in a few hours. Hi there and welcome back. So I've taken the chicken out of the fridge, so it's been in there for 2 hours, and what I've done is I've separated the chicken out into a couple of bowls, and I've left most of the sauce in this bowl, so I'm going to add that to one of the hobs behind me, and I'm just going to boil that through so it can be added as a sauce at the end. And then while that was in the fridge, I also got 1 cauliflower head and shredded that up, so we've got cauliflower rice there. And I'll be adding that into the wok and just cooking through with a bit of oil for about 5 minutes. It's really simple to do. Got some fresh coriander there, which I'll be chopping up and putting onto the ends dish. And then I've also got 2 small heads of broccoli here, which I'm going to chop up. So take the heads off and then put them into a boiling pot behind me. So I'm just going to move these chicken out of the way. And I'll chop those up in a second, but what I'm going to do is preheat the pan with a splash of oil. Then we can get the chicken in there. So we just want the chicken a few minutes, just toss them around and make sure they're nice and cooked. So a splash of oil in this pan. Just wait for that to heat up. So I'm just going to get started on chopping this broccoli up. Great, so that's one. This broccoli should only take in about 5 minutes. So it's going to be relatively quick. So I won't chuck it in there right yet. Probably do the broccoli and then get the cauliflower in there at the same time. As the cauliflower rice only takes about 5 minutes. You just want to get it warmed through and slightly cooked all the way through, and then it should be fine. Now you can add other things with the cauliflower rice, like you can add garlic or something, or ginger. Ginger's a nice addition, but I'm just going for just cauliflower on its own today. Because we've got the sauce with this chicken, which is quite flavoursome, I don't want to take away from that. Great, so that's done there. Great, so that pan's really hot now, so what I'm going to do is start to transfer the chicken across. Right, so move the chicken around, make sure you got them nice and even all around the pan. Just turn that heat a wee bit. Now there's still some residual sauce left, but that's fine. It'll just soak up into the chicken while it's cooking. I'm also just going to add a tiny bit of salt and pepper. What I'm going to do is add the broccoli into the boiling water. And be very careful with this, as you don't want any boiling water splashing back on you. So just leave the broccoli in there, just keep an eye on the chicken. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to get the wok heated up with a bit of oil. Great. So I'm just going to add a splash of oil into the wok. And also I'm going to get this one heated up as well, just so I can put some of the sauce in and get that boiled through a bit. Great, so I've got 3 things on the go behind me here. So it's relatively simple stuff, just boiling some broccoli, frying some cauliflower rice. Really simple stuff. So just mix it round. Make sure the heat gets to all of the cauliflower rice, and might get slightly brown, which is, don't worry about that, it's just showing that the pieces are getting cooked. Yeah, this should take around about 5 minutes, so not long at all. So I've just added that sauce to the other pan. Now you just want it to lightly boil, not too much. Oh. Calm down. The only thing now is just keeping an eye on all the chicken and all the different things you've got going on. So the chicken's going nice and golden brown on one side. Now if you see some black bits, don't worry about that, that's just the sauce. So yeah, I'm just going to do this for a couple more minutes and then I'll see you back when they should all be finished. Cool, so while there's a bit longer left on these things, I'm just going to chop up some coriander to go with it. Okay, great. So it shouldn't be left long on the chicken. I've turned the cauliflower rice off now because that's done. And then we've still got the sauce just boiling away here, just simmering. And then the broccoli should be done in a minute as well. So not long now, so I'm just going to get a plate ready to dish up. I'm just going to drain this broccoli. Very careful, it's very hot. You can tell when the broccoli is almost when the water starts to go green. Okay, great. Then that chicken is done as well. I'm just waiting on this sauce. Let's turn the sauce off as well, actually. Okay, so I'm happy with the chicken now. So what I'm going to do is just going to plate up now. So let's grab some of this chicken here. Grab some of the broccoli. A bit of cauliflower rice. Then what I'm going to do is just add some of that sauce over the top of the chicken. And there we go. It's my lemon, lime and coconut chicken with cauliflower rice and broccoli. Well, I hope you enjoy it, guys, and I'll see you here for the next recipe. See you soon.